Hello and welcome to G Fun Facts Online, where we explore the fascinating and complex ideas shaping our world. Today we're diving into a concept that sounds simple on the surface, but has profound, life-altering consequences for people across the globe. The safe third country principle in asylum law. What happens when your path to safety is blocked by a legal rule? Let's find out. The core idea is this. If you're seeking asylum, but you've traveled through a country that is considered safe, the country you arrive in can legally send you back to that safe country to have your case heard. Proponents say this is a practical way to manage migration and share the responsibility. But critics argue it can strip away the fundamental right to seek protection and lead to devastating human rights issues. This isn't some ancient law. The concept wasn't even in the original 1951 Refugee Convention, the bedrock of international refugee law. It really gained traction in the late 80s and 90s as developed nations saw a rise in asylum applications. The European Union has formalized it. Their rules state that for a country to be considered safe, it must guarantee that it won't threaten someone's life or liberty and, crucially, that it respects the principle of non-refoulement. That's a key term. Non-refoulement simply means you cannot send someone back to a country where they would be in danger. But what connects a person to that safe third country? Traditionally, it had to be a meaningful link, like family ties. Now, some proposals suggest that simply passing through a country could be enough, a change that has human rights groups seriously worried. So how does this work in the real world? Let's look at a few major examples. First, the U.S. Canada Safe Third Country Agreement, or STCA. In place since 2004, it means if you travel through the U.S. and arrive at a Canadian land border crossing to claim asylum, you'll likely be turned back and told to apply in the U.S. There are exceptions for minors and those with family in Canada, but the policy is highly controversial. Opponents argue the U.S. isn't truly safe for all asylum seekers, citing issues like widespread immigration detention. The human cost is stark. One man who was turned away by Canada with his wife, only to see her detained in the U.S., said, "Canada turned us away and delivered us to our jailers." Then there's the 2016 EU-Turkey Agreement. To manage a large influx of arrivals, the EU agreed that asylum seekers arriving on Greek islands from Turkey could be returned, on the grounds that Turkey was a safe third country. But the implementation has been a mess. Since March 2020, Turkey has not consistently accepted these returns. This has left thousands of people in a legal nightmare. Their claims are dismissed in Greece because they should theoretically be sent to Turkey, but they can't actually be sent there. They're trapped in overcrowded and inadequate camps, with many questioning if Turkey's own asylum system is robust enough to be considered safe in the first place. Perhaps the most extreme example is Australia's offshore processing policy. Asylum seekers who arrive by boat are sent to third countries, like Nauru. Their claims are processed there, but even if they are found to be legitimate refugees, they are never resettled in Australia. This policy has been condemned worldwide for the severe mental and physical toll it takes on people held in harsh conditions, often for years. So what does the future hold? The safe third country concept isn't going away. It's a battleground between the desire for border control and the humanitarian duty to protect the vulnerable. The human stories behind these policies reveal a terrifying bureaucratic maze, where hopes for safety are crushed by legal principles that can feel arbitrary and cruel. The debate forces us to ask fundamental questions about international responsibility and the very meaning of the right to asylum. As global migration continues to be a defining challenge of our time, how we answer those questions will shape the lives of millions. Thanks for tuning in to G Fun Facts Online. Join us next time for another look at the big ideas that define our world.